This is a giant underground sinkhole, and this is a sky-high waterfall with a floating village inside of it. And here are some of Minecraft's most insane one-in-a-trillion scenes. Starting with Minecraft's tallest ever woodland mansion, which is frankly really funny looking. It generated in an amplified world right at the build height, shaving off 90% of the actual building. There's also these giant cobblestone pillars that go all the way to sea level. The best part is it looks just as wild in a normal world too. And what's crazier is that the guy who found it says that it's actually possible to get an even taller mansion. But hey, size doesn't matter, right? Well, this massive sinkhole thinks otherwise. This glitch terrain holds the world record for the biggest sinkhole ever found. And not only does it go all the way down to lava level with these crazy rock formations and lava falls, but there's even an ocean monument in it as well. And if you're wondering how rare this seed actually is, it's 1 in a trillion. Read the title, you idiot. Anyone remember that survival island seed from years ago? Just me? God, I'm getting old. But anyway, this one blows that right out of the water. Not only does this tiny island have everything you need to get started, including a village, but also an ocean monument, an ancient city, as well as a mineshaft and stronghold inside the ancient city. And if you do eventually fancy a vacation away, the closest other landmass is a mushroom island. For a more hardcore survival island experience, try this evil-looking seed. There's no helpful villagers or convenient trees to help you out here. Just some lava, obsidian, and a couple apples to help you on your journey. If you can figure out where you're even going. Watch and learn. See? I did it! Ah! It's strange enough to see a shipwreck on land, but what the hell has happened here? Not only is there a weird land boat next to this rare mangrove swamp, but there's a temple next to it that's inside of a pillager outpost that also has a ruined portal within it that's also been taken over by part of a village. We still don't know why sinkholes spawn in Minecraft. So that only makes ones like this look even cooler. And it doesn't just look awesome from the outside and contain these really weird flat chunks of stone. But there's also a giant and beautiful lush cave down here. Oh, and obviously there's an ancient city right below, because why wouldn't there be? Now a giant illegal hole in the middle of nowhere is pretty cool, but a massive square tower of water is even better. This is what some people call an aquifer. And there's another strange type of terrain that we think generates when a structure like this village spawns in the middle of a sinkhole, and stretches from build limit all the way down to this crazy cavern down at deep slate lava level. I'm sure these villagers could tell some stories. Everybody is excited for the new 1.20 update of Minecraft. But look at this new cherry grove biome. The only thing missing is for villagers like this one to spawn naturally in them. Somehow a tiny area of plain spawned in the middle and generated a super peaceful mountaintop cherry village that I think would be awesome to try and convert into a cool Japanese style village. But for a cherry grove biome that just feels kind of wrong, check out this one that feels like it must be breaking some sort of rule. Not only does this seed spawn you inside this super rare biome, but it's also completely surrounded in these crazy ice-covered mountains. There's almost one of almost every single animal right next to spawn, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4 different wood types all contained in this little enclave. And yes, obviously there's an ancient city below. Why wouldn't there be? Looking for a stronghold with an Eye of Ender is something we can all— Ah! Wait, why is it doing that? That's right, this seed is not 1, but 2, but 3 separate strongholds all underneath this one village. All 3 of them have merged into one mega stronghold, each with its own portal. And there's even a huge mineshaft network that spreads through and around it. Not only does this seed spawn you in on this crazy jungle-covered cliff with wild rock formations, but behind you there's also an insane village that spawned on the side of a crumbling mountain with floating rocks and a shipwreck with emeralds in right next to it. There's even this huge lush cave right next to it with— No, don't tell me. Oh, thank God. Woodland mansions are super rare in any normal world. I don't even remember the last time I found one naturally. That's what makes this seed with a giant dark forest truly mind-blowing. If you stand on this block with max render distance, you can see 4 woodland mansions at once. Looting them gives you 2 notch apples, as well as presumably infinite totems of undying. And sure, numbers are cool, but it's size that really matters.
It is?
Anyway, check out this gigantic woodland mansion. Because it spawned on this huge windswept forest hill, half of it is suspended over the side of a massive cliff, which caused it to generate on a huge chunk of pure cobblestone. My favorite part about it is that you actually spawn on top of it too. Good luck getting down though. These worlds don't necessarily look that impressive though, at least not compared to this breathtaking Badlands Lake. It generated at the bottom of this huge valley thing next to a mineshaft and a ruined portal, and from high up it kinda looks like a giant eye. I'd love to see what people could build in here. And even that doesn't compare to this stunning meadow-covered mountain range with 2 lakes nestled inside. Not only do these provide incredible locations for bases, but the smaller one holds a village, while the larger has an outpost. I love the idea that this mountain ridge is the location for some sort of battle between the pillagers and villagers, but let's face it, the villagers are just gonna sit there defenseless and get steamrolled sooner or later. And speaking of pillagers, this seed gives you a weird opportunity to roleplay as one of their prisoners, and you spawn directly inside one of their cages. The real challenge isn't escaping the cage though, it's a mental anguish caused by Minecraft's blatant attempt to call you a monster. Spawning in Powder Snow might not be the most friendly introduction to a world, but if you can manage to escape it quick enough in this seed, you'll be greeted with the most beautiful forest landscape you've ever seen. Here you spawn next to two of almost every animal you need, as well as a beautiful lake, tons of super pretty waterfalls, and a flower forest, all of which is surrounded by these gigantic snowy peaks that keep everything sheltered from the world outside. Oh, and there's goats. Can't forget the goats. Did you know villagers have a special swamp skin that we almost never get to see? Me neither, but this seed changes that. Amongst this awesome mangrove swamp lies a hidden, overgrown village, complete with our favorite purple companions. There's mangrove roots everywhere, but all I want to know is what a mangrove swamp villager would look like. Man looking fresh. Check out this sinkhole that spawned in the middle of a giant lake. This one actually spawned directly in the middle of the world and goes all the way down to lava level with these huge waterfalls, rock formations, and even some cave trees at the bottom. It even has a massive lava lake at the bottom, which is great for chucking dogs into. You know what? No, dogs are good. I now like dogs. From now on, I'm nice to dogs. We've had mansions on top of hills and even half-invisible mansions, but what about this one that spawns submerged inside a hill with a massive dripstone cave in it? There's even a bravely positioned village house right next to the mansion that's separate from the rest of the village up on top of the hill with views of beautiful meadows and roofed forests all around it. These mansions can contain all sorts of treasure from notch apples to diamonds, but nothing compares to this mansion near spawn that contains over 40 allays trapped in cages that you can free and use for your very own farm. Or a cult to take over the Chinese government. It's up to you. I don't judge. The only thing I can think of that's scarier than a giant looming mansion has to be a super tall desert temple of doom. This one spawns in on the edge of this giant mountain edge, creating a super long block of sandstone underneath. This contains not only the treasure room, but also the new 1.20 archaeology room, where you're not only likely to find diamonds, but possibly even eggs for the new sniffer mob that are just so cute. The beta version of the game had this super weird bug that completely broke the terrain far away from spawn. In fact, the terrain was so messed up that people spent literally years trying to walk to them in survival. In 2023 though, it's so much easier thanks to this seed with cliffs that gives an equally cool effect. Unfortunately, the caves don't stretch all the way through, but it is complete with lone trees, strange cubic corners, and floating chunks of land all over the place. For some reason, my favorite structure, the jungle temple, doesn't get much love in these crazy seeds. And even in the one I did find, half of it isn't even there! Somehow, a ruined portal spawned right in the middle of it and completely deleted half of the structure. And yes, that includes both of the chests. And the worst thing, the ruined portal didn't even spawn with one either. And the final and best seed is the seed of life. Be grateful for those around you, and you'll only know the true weight when they're gone. Wait. Huh, no, surely it can't be. The jungle dimension? Subscribe to me in the jungle dimension! Seriously, do it now.